Josh Masters here again with Masters Fencing. Going to take you for a final walkthrough of a 6-foot tall board on board Alta premium style picket. Each one of these pickets are 3/4 of an inch thick, as opposed to the 5/8 thick that you usually see on fences. They turn gray within a year. These will keep their color many years. The board on board is called the complete private fence because each picket overlaps the underlying picket. We leave a 3.5-inch gap between the inside picket and then come over that gap with a 6-inch wide picket. So it overhangs at least an inch on each side. And what that affects over time when the lumber shrinks, it can lose up to 1/4 of its density size. This guarantees that for the entire life of the fence, 15 to 20 years down the road when the lumber starts to rot, it will always remain completely private. You'll never be able to see through any cracks, splits, spaces, as opposed to a stockade that's side by side, semi-private. Here, starting on the end, we follow the flow of the property at an angle here, keeping it straight across the top but not level. To stay straight in accordance with the flow of the property. And that way it makes it look like it matches your landscape, and so it belongs. Here we had to swing the gate out because of the angle of the driveway. And so I used butterfly hookers on this. We use nice thick lag bolts for each one. It goes into a 6x6 behind, which I'll show you when we go on the inside. For each one, of course, we got the 10-foot wide open here. We got some nice heavy-duty handles. They match, of course, and we got 2 nice lag bolts for the breaking bar. To open the gate is real simple. You push up, and out she pops. This is the access gate, or the main gate to come in and out of. This one also has a drop rod. I tried to put in. This is a newer style drop rod, so the way that they work, they have a little lock in there. So you press it back down like that, and you'll get your full gap opening if you want it to stay and it's windy, say. And then you have an opening over here. Your other drop rod. This is your stationary gate. This is the one that stays latched for the most part, so that one doesn't have to be latched, so you can open the gate from either side if that drop rod's not down. So whenever you want to raise it up, you just turn it just like that. It has a little notch that keeps it up. Open right up. So you want it to open up this far so you get the full access of it. That down so it stays stationary. And there you have a 10-foot wide double drive gate. Each gate I also custom build. I box each frame out. And then 45-degree angle cuts using 2 3.5-inch screws at each point of contact. And again, I do a middle brace for another 3.5-inch screws, and then I do adjacent braces to fit snugly with 3.5-inch screws at each point of contact. There, so it supports it, not only in the middle, but the top and the bottom as well, and it won't sag over time. Also, the gate post, crucial. This is the most important part of any gate. You can be the best. I always tell my guys, you can be the best fence installer in the world, but if you don't have a firm foundation, it's pointless. So you've got to be sure that these posts are stationary. These are rock solid 6x6, and they go about 3.5 to 4 feet in the ground, about that deep, and I've used 100 pounds of concrete on each. Kind of overkill on it, but they're going to be stationary and they're going to stay that way for many years. You want to make sure that it's nice and level here at the top. There's a lot of weight on these gates because they are board on board. I make my gate so that they match the existing fence instead of making it so it kind of stands out, and that way it looks a lot nicer. I also wrap my post here with pickets to cover. And here I can see the angle slope and slope that down through there. Let me close it straight up here. So I always give my gates there we go. Oh, there we go. That's the one. See, there's a second little notch right there. And that notch clicks on top of that to hold it open. I always give my gates a good slam. Make sure they sit nice and tight. There's nothing jars, nothing juts out of place. This drop rod right here isn't necessary to keep down all the time, but if you do, it will be the wind or something comes, say you got strong winds or whatnot. And it is a tight fitting drop rod, so you know you might have to wiggle it a little bit, and you don't want it loose. So it's just real. I mean, you can make them like that, but it's a lot better if they have a tight fit. So then that way, you know, it's fitting snug down on the ground. I also put PVC pipe down here so that they have a guide to go into, and it has something stationary about 1 foot long, 2 feet of each one, and then that way it keeps them nice and secure, and everything will line up. I also got some access handles here, and to open it, it's real simple. You just move down, and then it pops open, but it's latched right now, which, like I said, this doesn't have to always be latched. And then we'll follow the flow of the property on through here. This was why we had to swing the gate out instead of in, because of the angle that's coming back. So my customer got the full use of the entire white open. Each post is also concreted. Uses about 50 to 20 pounds. Encircling the entire bottom, catching it down really tight. It takes about 2 to 3 days to harden up, but as long as when the rails are installed and the pickets are installed, it's standing straight, you know, everything will harden that way. We also don't use pre-made and prefabricated panels. Everything's hand nailed. I nailed every single one of these pickets in with a pneumatic nail gun with a 2 1/4 inch ring shank nail. And we'll go over here and check out this side. Ooh, getting hotter and hotter. It rained on me a couple of days. I'm waiting for the rain to come on back through. Here, of course, we replaced the existing. Reinforced it there at the back side, put a couple extra 2x4s. Following the flow of the property, just went right back into the same holes of what was existing. There's the corner post. That was the customer's corner post, or the neighbor's corner post rather. So we kept that existing and went right back into the same holes. And circled back and around towards the house here, or not circled, but angled back. And from myself and everybody at Masters Fencing, thanks for installing with us.